February air, a winter's hush, a different kind of love, a sacred rush. For the roses is all the fleeting glance, before the scales and a fighting chance. We're the phoenix nesters watching from the wire, seeing shadows fall, fueling the fire. Every story buried, every silent tear. Here comes a promise whispered, conquering the fear. Oh, Lady Justice, can you feel the shift arise? A love for the truth deflected in our eyes. We're turning the pages, breaking all the locks. This is our true crime, resetting all the clocks. They sold you a story, a neatly packaged lie, but the threads are unraveling under a watchful sky. From the cold case files to the digital trace, we're finding a heartbeat in this forgotten space. Oh, Lady Taro space, can you feel the shift arise? A love for the truth reflected in our eyes. Returning the pages, breaking all the locks. This is a true crime, resetting all the clocks. From the ashes of silence, a new day is born. For every lost soul, a promise is sworn. The blindfold is lifted, steady and slow. A garden of justice is starting to grow. A shift to arise, pure justice. A Lady Justice.
Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Fair game, fair game. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Wow, it is already Thursday, almost Valentine's Day. You guys celebrate Valentine's Day? If you do, happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Just here talking about Bethany Part 2 in the IDAHO4 case. You know, Bethany and Ethan were probably the most silent roommates. I do say roommates, folks, because Ethan had plenty of clothes there to look like a roommate. Perhaps to look over the girls, I don't know. But in my humble opinion and in my speculation, he actually may have lived there. Okay? In my humble opinion. So if you didn't see part 1 the other day of Bethany, I highly recommend that you go back and watch it. There's a lot of information in there. Maybe some information that you can share with other creators, because it's going to take more than just one of us to put all the pieces together. I just want to welcome you all in. Lulu, Bell, Donna Rosa, Caleb, good afternoon. Hello, hello. Rebecca, OGs are in the house. Make Chevy square again. I love that. I agree. Karen, Dina, Artsy Gal, Eric, no talkie before coffee, and I have not had my coffee if you can't tell. I'm trying to lay off. even though I have mushroom coffee. Glenn, good to see you. Phoenix has a powerful fire symbolism. Absolutely. Pretty much. You raise from the ashes and start again. Patricia, good to see ya. I see you, R4B. I see you. Is that like, do you work in the ICU, R4B, or is it like R2D2 or CP3PO? Here in Brazil, we celebrate June 12th weird, but it's now carnival season. My husband went to Brazil. Morning, everybody. Hello, Jazz King 68. Love me some jazz. So good to see you, Shirley. So when we talk about the Idaho 4, I kind of wonder because there are a lot of people that don't fit into the 1122 King residence. They call it King. It's actually Queen. I know there was some planning or some development done where the yard faces one way and the other way, and the media has called it King. So we're just going to call it King. The cops called it Queen. There was some confusion there. And you know what? We're just going to call it 1122. How about that? So in the Bethany part 1, I just thought it was odd that these two individuals in that house were probably the most laid back, kickback individuals. Well, the other individuals seem to have some tension. And the famous TikTok that I kept sharing over and over again that Maddie posted. Does anybody remember seeing that? Maddie Mogan, the one with Dylan. I can show you real quick. I won't play it because the music will get me a violation. This one. This was the Halloween one, thing 1 and 2. And this video has always sat wrong with me. Just wrong. I see there's some manipulation. I don't know if it was sorority or frat related. And this video just does not seem, it's just off to me. Maddie and Dylan, did they have a fight? Did they have some discontention? Did Bethany even know about this? Did Kaylee know about this? Was Kaylee and Ethan just innocent bystanders, happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time? Because the forensic evidence shows that clearly Ethan may have never gotten out of bed, and Bethany may have not even maybe had been there. And I'm going to show you the body cams today because everybody wants to fight about, no, she was there. No, she wasn't there. Anne was under the impression and put it in a court document that the roommates were there. They had to have been there before, like the expert said, they left. And I'm just saying what the experts have said, what the forensic files show, what body cams show. I'm just telling you like it is. All these different pieces to the puzzle. Now, was Bethany actually there? We don't know. I showed you the body cam the other day of her standing by the light pole as Officer, oh my gosh, Snyder maybe? Officer Snyder shows up. Oh no, sorry, Officer Warner, I believe. So Officer Warner shows up. He gets out of his car. He's walking towards there. You see, real quick, hold on one second. Everybody has okay, hold on one second. He says the house isn't clear yet. They start going through the house. Okay, hold on one second. I missed it. second. I'm going to tee it up real quick. Okay. Where did it go? I hate that. Okay, here it is. So he walks up. Here we go. Thanks for holding on, folks. This is Connor's page. Go and give him some love. So we see Bethany over here, and we see Jenna, JM. They're across the street where all their friends are on the other side. No one manipulated this footage. This footage is everywhere for everyone to see that's interested in following this case. I'm going to put this on mute. So he's walking up there, and there is Bethany with her hands covered over her face. That wasn't the response that we hear in the middle of the morning when Dylan runs down. Why was Bethany not shocked then to what she heard? Was Bethany half asleep when this happened? All the other people are across the street. Now, there is another video, obviously, of her being interviewed, and we've seen that one. But listen to what Bethany says.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to, sometimes it helps me put names together. So you were with Ethan and Xana last night, is that right?
Yeah.
You were with Ethan and Xana last night. Okay, we got that part, right? Hold on.
And do you know Ethan's last name?
Kaden. I don't know how to spell it.
That's fine. And Xana's last name?
Kernidle.
Do you know spell it?
I think it's Kern. Oh. Maybe another ODLE or something like that.
Okay. Okay, so you're within the same. What time did you guys get to Second Guys last night?
Around 8 something. Maybe 8:30.
So 8:30 p.m.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. And prior to that, were you guys just at your house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you left from your house?
Ethan was at formal because he went with his sister because she didn't have a date. And then we were just hanging out at our house. And then he came over and then we all walked over together.
Okay, so that was you, Ethan, Xana. Was there another person with you? Or just the three of you that
Maddie
walked over?
walked over with us.
Okay, and that's who's
Logan.
that? Logan?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Maddie?
Mm-hmm. Her real name is Madison, though, I believe.
Okay. So you guys all walked over to, you were there about 8:30. Okay. Were you guys all pretty much together or just kind of mingling throughout the house most of the night?
We were all pretty much together, and then Maddie left to go to the club with Kaylee. And then I was with Ethan and Xana most of the night, but then one of my friends came.
So you caught that Ethan and Xana was at home. Did you guys catch that? One of her friends came.
Her name is Steve, and I hung out with her the rest of the night.
Okay, and who was that?
Her name is Yes.
Can you spell it for me? Okay, and his last name?
I don't know how to pronounce it, and her full name is bigger than that.
Okay, that's fine. Do you have a phone number for her?
I believe that was Yessie.
Yeah.
It's on your phone. Okay, we can get that in a minute. Okay, so you were with, and at that point, Ethan and Xana were just kind of hanging out still at the house? Okay,
And then I went to our other friend's house.
okay. What time was that at?
I don't know, maybe like 12-ish. But that could be wrong.
So she puts Ethan and Xana in the house before 12.
Okay.
And where's that house at?
It's just like up the street. I don't know that address.
Okay, up the street from...
6th Sigma Chi,
Okay.
kind of.
So you guys are at Sigma Chi, so you're walking back towards,
We're walking back towards my house, and then we
Okay.
go this way.
so like when you got to Taylor Street, you went up? So if you walked all the way from Sigma News,
Or
Sigma Chi, sorry.
Yeah.
So-
You know the apartments, the whites?
Yep, I know the lights.
It's like that street, that way.
So on Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Do you know roughly where on Taylor? Or does she live maybe on one of the other
I think she's probably describing the tree house. Does anybody agree?
off streets?
It's on Taylor, but it's like one of the end houses by the intersection. I don't know how to explain it.
Alright. Okay. And whose house is it that you went to?
It's, and I don't know their other roommate.
And
So she's putting Xana and Ethan at the house.
okay. Alright, so you're at this house. How long were you here?
Maybe like 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then I left by myself and went back to my house.
So you walked home maybe around 1-ish?
Yeah.
Notice the times that I have just noted for you. Listen very closely.
Okay. What did you see when you got home?
We're sitting on the couch watching Vampire Diaries. No one else was home yet.
Okay. And is
And then she says no one else was home yet. But when she was there, Ethan and Xana was there.
another roommate or okay. What's last name?
She's in that room.
Oh, okay.
So is that victim one that she's hiding? That she just said she was in the bathroom?
I actually don't remember her last name right now.
That's fine. And is live with you guys too, or just
It's just a
visiting?
friend.
Okay.
And then she left.
Do you know what time she left at?
No.
Okay. But you were all watching.
Vampire Diaries.
Okay. And anything happened during that time period?
We were just hanging out.
Okay. Do you know who else was in the house at that time?
No one.
She says no one was in the house. But nothing is a coincidence in this case. Because what if I shared with you a creator asked for the security cam footage? And yes, Jules at True Crime Reactions asked for the footage. And this video that she got, oh, wrong footage, sorry. Give me 1 second. Between 12:55 and 2:25 is silent. This is the silent video that Moscow gave her between that time frame. So maybe the time frame has been wrong all along, and what we thought is actually what Bethany is saying in her interview. Does everybody remember Jules' video that she said that Moscow gave to her and they released it and it was silent? This little sign right here that she says, it's all silent. This was about a month ago. This is the footage. There is no sound to this audio at all. And there's a lot of stuff taking place, guys. There is a lot of stuff happening in this video. If you've not watched this silent video, I mean, back in the days, silent videos were like the bomb, right? That's how movies were started. They were silent and you had to make up whatever. This footage is wild if you haven't seen this footage that's silenced. We're not going to hear anything, but you can definitely see things going on. things that make you question what really happened between this time frame. And if this footage is silent, how do we know the footage they release after that isn't the audio that we hear, but just at a different time? There's a lot of activity going on in this. Lots of activity. And I'm only talking about Ethan and Xana and Bethany's statements. We know what time Kaylee gets home. That's down to a T. But all of this other stuff that was going on, what was happening between this time frame? What was going on? Well, Bethany goes to tell us a little bit more in her statement that she gives with the police officer. Listen up.
No, it's just the three of you? Okay. So, what? Let's go a little bit more than what happened.
Kaylee came home from the club. Left.
Okay. Maddie and Kaylee came home from the club. She already says that she left with a friend. And obviously that's when the audio is silenced. She came back from the club and we know the rest. Okay, we know something happened after 2 o'clock. But we don't know if anything happened during that silent video. Here's my point. We're going to watch the video of the victim's impact statement. And we all know that Emily Allant is talking and speaking on behalf of Bethany Funk. Listen to what she says on Bethany's behalf.
And I was roommates with Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. It's Bethany Funk, and I was roommates with Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. I not only lost some of my best friends, but I also lost a sister. Never in a million years would I have.
And she's speaking, she lost a sister in the sorority.
Would I have thought that something like this would have happened to my closest friends? I thought that we were going to wake up and go upstairs, see them and tell them how they had scared us and that they were going to tease us about how we are constantly scaredy cats and make jokes about it as we would go to Taco Bell like always. But sadly, that is not what happened and what turned out to be my worst nightmare. When I first woke up that morning, I had no idea what happened. I woke up around 7 with a terrible toothache. So I called my dad, who is a dentist, and he asked what I should do. He told me to take Advil, so I did, and I went back to sleep. I was still out of it and still didn't know what happened. If I had known, I of course would have called 911 right away. I still carry so much regret and guilt for not knowing what had happened and not calling right away, even though I understand it wouldn't have changed anything, not even if the paramedics had been right outside the door. I was so frantic that morning and scared to death, not knowing what had happened. And when I made the 911 call, I couldn't even get out the words. And from then on, I don't remember a thing. It was like my brain wiped that whole memory. That was the worst day of my life. And I know it always will be. While I was still in shock, trying to process the fact that my friends were truly gone, I had been attacked by the public. I was grieving, numb, and unsure of what had happened was even real. And at the same time, I was getting flooded with death threats and hateful messages from people who did not know me at all or know the dynamic of our friendship. Social media made it so much worse, and strangers made up stories to entertain themselves. The media harassed not just me, but also my family. People showed up at our house. They called my phone, my parents' phones, other family members' phones, and we were chased while I was still trying to survive emotionally and grieve the loss of my friends. I hated and still hate that they are gone, but for some reason, I am still here and I got to live. I still think about this every day.
I got to live? What in the world? If you're writing a victim's impact statement and you're mentioning you lost what you, I got to live, Why did Bethany get to live?
Why me? Why did I get to live and not them? For the longest time, I could not even look at their families without feeling sick with guilt.
Why would they be sick with guilt? Why would she be sick with guilt?
I did not know what to say or what to do. I was terrified that my presence just made their pain worse. And I was still here when their kid, their siblings and their friends, their loved ones should have been here instead. After everything happened, I was afraid to go into my own backyard or alone in my house. I was scared that the person who did this would come for me next. I was always scared that the media would try to catch me at any moment of any day, even when I was just walking around my house. I made my parents close all the blinds during the day so no one could see me even in the slightest chance. I barely left the house, and when I did, I made sure I was never alone. I slept in my parents' room for almost a year. I made them double lock every door, set an alarm, and still check everywhere in the room just in case someone was hiding. And I still check my room every night before, and I double lock it. I have not slept through a single night since this happened. I constantly wake up in panics, terrified. Someone is breaking in, or someone is here to hurt me, or I'm about to lose someone else that I love. The fear never really leaves.
If she's innocent, why does she fear so much?
For a long time, I could barely get out of bed, but one day I realized I have to live for them. They did not get the chance to keep living, but I do, and I will not take that for granted. So now every day I remind myself to live for them, and everything I do it with them in mind. I am still scared to go out in public, but I force myself to do things because I know that they would want me to keep living my life to the fullest. I am beyond blessed to still be here, and I refuse to take that for granted when they did not get a chance. Our house was not just a house, it was a home. It was where we laughed till we couldn't breathe.
But right before that, she said they were roommates, not a family.
Make meals, did crafts, binge watch reality shows, played games, and spent lazy days on the couch. It was movie nights, wine nights, morning debriefs, pranks, hot chocolate, cookies, and warmth.
Notice how she mentioned pranks.
I would cherish those memories forever, and I will not let what happened erase how special our home was or how much those memories meant to me. Now, I would like to share some bits and pieces of who they were as people and some of the memories that we shared. One of my favorite memories was Halloween, and we all went to Sigma Chi. But instead of partying, we just sat in an apartment, talking and laughing all night long. I do not think I've ever laughed that hard in my life. We did not care about the party. We were just happy to be with each other. Xana was 1 in a million. She was the life of the party. But she was also the kindest and funniest person I knew. Everyone loved her because she made everyone feel so loved. She was just someone you always wanted to be around, no matter the circumstance. One of my favorite days with Xana was when she laid on the couch, when we laid on the couch together all day watching movies and snacking. Or when she, Maddie, and I would go and get margaritas, chips, and salsa. She would also light up a room with her presence alone.
And she's got the nerve to talk about underage drinking. Again, in court. Margaritas and...
Beautiful, radiant smile. And she was so kind, but also one of the funniest people I've ever known. She loved playing little pranks. She always had us laughing so hard that we could not breathe. She was so full of energy and life. I really believe that she could have ruled the world if she wanted to, and she would have been America's sweetheart. Yeah. He was always smiling and always making other people smile too.
So Bethany mentions Ethan.
Ethan was the kind of person you wanted around. He was so kind and easy to talk to and just so fun. And the way he cared for Xana was truly something to admire, and really was proof that storybook love and true romances really do exist. It was not only obvious to me, but everyone that was around Ethan and Xana that they were absolute soulmates.
Were people jealous of Ethan and Xana? You guys think so? I mean, Ethan's family didn't even go to court.
Maddie was not only one of my best friends, but she was the older sister I would have always wanted. There was no one I looked up to or admired more than Maddie. She was truly a ray of sunshine, and everyone was drawn to her.
That bothers me. This boggles my mind why Ethan's parents never went to court, never went to the sentencing, never showed up, never even went to court in Latah County when they all lived that close to where they had the early. I mean, you can go and you can look at the online hearings to see whose parents showed up in court. Okay? You can point them out. And that's the same parents that never took part of this but got honorary degrees from the U of I. Make that make sense.
She was so kind, loving, funny, fun, and passionate. She had the sweetest soul and wanted nothing but the best for everyone and to love and show love to everyone. She took me under her wing and always made me feel so safe and included, and above all, loved and valued. She never failed to make me laugh or put a smile on my face. Still to this day, I'm beyond grateful that she chose me to be her sorority little, and I thank God every day that I not only got to know her, but had her as one of my best friends. Honestly, I cannot pinpoint one favorite memory with Maddie because I have so many, and this would be a very long read if I did. But if some little memories with her that I cherish is when the two of us made a nice dinner and split some wine, or when we would binge watch Jersey Shore.
There's the drinking again.
Or our summer house. When we came up with a whole dance routine on Halloween and danced and sang all night, like no one was watching. All the late night walks home from going out, and just little shopping trips and so much more. I am beyond blessed that I had the chance to know each and every one of them. They changed my life in ways I would have never put into words. I hope that they are remembered for who they are, not what happened to them, because who they are were so beautiful, and they deserve to be remembered in the highest way. My heart breaks every time I go to text one of them or how badly I wish I could see and hang out with them. And then I remember I cannot. I will never be able to again. But I still talk to them in my prayers every single night, and I always will. I wish more than anything I could hug them one last time. And I wish I could tell them how much I love them. And even though I cannot, I still tell them every night. I will keep living for them as long as I am lucky enough to still be here. And they were all truly one of a kind, and they will be in our hearts forever and always.
So that was Bethany's victim impact statement delivered by Emily Allant. And that was Xana's BFF. Okay, so I'm going to take you back to a moment in time again. Here we go.
Maddie and who?
Kaylee.
Kaylee? Okay. And they got home from the club. You know what time that might have been?
I think I told one of the cops that was talking to me at the house, like, better times.
It's okay.
I don't really remember right now. Maybe like
Okay.
2 something, 1.
So if you got home around 1, that would have put them getting
Like
home.
1:45, 2, something like that.
So near bar break, if you had to guess.
What?
Like near bar break.
What does that mean?
Bars normally close at 2 o'clock here.
Oh, yeah. They went to grab truck after, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. What'd you do after that, after Maddie and Kaylee got home?
We all hung out in Kaylee's room for a little. And then talked, and then Maddie and I took Murphy out to pee, the dog. And then I said I was gonna go to bed because I was tired, and she said she was gonna go to bed too. And then I went to my room. I was going to sleep, and she came and knocked and asked if I had Murphy, and I said no. And then I went to bed.
Okay.
So obviously at that point, Murphy was missing. Maddie asked Bethany, do you have Murphy? And she said no. So Maddie, by her statement, had gone out with her, and now Murphy is missing.
So what time did you think you took Murphy out?
I'm like 2:30.
2:30 to 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you normally take Murphy to go to the bathroom?
Just the back door in the
Okay.
kitchen.
Just the back door off the side of the kitchen, sliding door patio, where you can see Murphy's lead outside. You could see the lead tied, and maybe they just put him on the lead and he can go potty. Or maybe he wasn't on a lead and he ran off.
So which one is 1122? So if I'm coming up King Road off the Taylor,
It's the big white house up there.
all the way to the very top on the right?
Well, it's technically on Queen, but the address is King.
Okay. So is it the one that's tucked back as you're going up to 500 Clean Road? Those big apartments? It's kind of tucked back just a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you normally go out the back deck then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know how Cheshire then. Okay. So you go there. You and Maddie take the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
Then how long do you think that took?
I was out there for maybe like 10 seconds.
Okay, if you have, the MPD said on their website that they picked up Murphy that night. If you have that screenshot, send it to me, please. You can ask any of my mods. They'll give you my email address. I want to see that.
Okay. So then you both come back in. So you and Maddie
I
both come
came
back
in
in.
before she did.
Okay. Did Maddie still have the dog then?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
So you went out for a little bit, came back in. Do you know what time Maddie came back in?
Mm-mm.
And you went straight to bed when you came back in?
So that story right there is odd. Remember, she says her and Maddie went out. Then she came in immediately because it was cold. And then Maddie come downstairs and said, hey, where's Murphy? I don't know. And then Maddie came in with Murphy.
Okay. So then you both come back in. So you and Maddie
I
both come
came
back
in
in.
before she did.
Okay. Did Maddie still have the dog then?
Maddie came in before she did. Who is she? Did somebody else go out?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
So you went out for a little bit, came back in. Do you know what time Maddie came back in?
Mm-mm.
And you went straight to bed when you came
That doesn't make sense.
back in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think she just caught herself.
How long after you went to bed do you think Maddie came back?
Actually, I came in, grabbed some chips into my room, and watched a show for a little, and then I went to bed.
What were you watching?
It's called Baby Dad.
Totally just skipped over the when did Maddie come down?
Okay. How long do you think you watched it?
Maybe like 30 minutes.
So one episode maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like a half.
Okay.
I think Bethany knew that Maddie may have not come back in. You guys can go and listen to this video. I'll put it down. It's on Connor's page. Make sure you go give him a like and a follow.
And did Maddie come in during that show or after?
She just knocked on my door, I think, during and asked if I had Murphy, and I said no.
Okay. Then what happened after that?
I just went to bed, and then I woke up, and I was like half asleep, and I just thought I saw like a firework or something, like it just sparkled like under my door, and I thought I heard like something kind of fall, and then Murphy barked, but I thought people were just
She kind of heard something fall. What fell? A body?
making like food, like, and Ethan was here or something and knocked something over.
Somebody was making food. So somebody was in the kitchen. Was that Xana?
because he's usually louder in the kitchen upstairs.
Okay. So what do you mean by you heard a firework?
It sounded like a little firework, and then there was like a spark. I went by my, like, I'm on the bottom floor,
Okay.
and so it kind of looked like it came down there, but I don't know.
And I knew that was fake. I knew it. I called that a long time ago.
And so is Murphy your dog?
Kaylee's dog.
Kaylee's dog?
Kaylee and her ex-boyfriend's dog.
Okay. So you heard Murphy bark right after you heard what you thought was a firecracker?
Yeah, something like that, but he like, I don't know, dogs bark at random things. And sometimes when he's happy, he'll bark.
Okay. It didn't sound like an angry growl or anything like that, just a bark?
I don't really know. I was like half asleep.
Okay.
It just sounded like a bark.
So hear the fire, I see a spark underneath the door. Murphy barks. What'd you hear after that?
Pretty much nothing.
Nothing.
That's it.
Okay. And you thought maybe someone was just in the kitchen at that point?
Yeah.
And she didn't hear any screams or nothing. So we know that the rest of her story, you can go watch it. But that's the point I wanted to make.
I fell into the table or something.
Okay.
And she was like, Lindsay.
You know about what time that might have been?
I thought somebody fell into the table.
Do you have any
Like
idea?
4 or something. I tried to call all of them at like 4:20ish around that time, and no one was answering. I thought they just went to bed or something.
Okay. And what happened after that?
And like called me, and she said she thinks she saw someone. And I didn't know like really what to think of it, because sometimes we think we hear things a lot in the house, but it's usually just Ethan walking around.
And it's my point again. It's usually Ethan just walking around. Did Ethan live there? They said he was there at least 6 days a week. Obviously, he had to have been, like she said, a roommate.
But she came. I told her to come to my room.
And Bethany is the one that talks about Ethan. She's the one that talks the most about Ethan.
Look at me, and we could lock the door, just stand there just in case if there was anything, and that's all I know. And then I fell back asleep.
Didn't hear anything else?
Mm-mm.
No one
Now,
was talking?
I'm going to stop it right here. Every single one of you in this live stream should be hitting the thumbs up button. If you have to go out and come back in, I'll wait a few minutes. Well, maybe 60 seconds before I finish this and give you the Phoenix Fireball. Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make it to your room then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time do you think she got in your room?
Around like 4:20, 4:30.
Okay, about the same time.
Yeah.
Where's her room located to yours?
I'm the only one on the bottom floor, right by the front door.
Okay.
And then you go up the stairs. And Xana's room, and Xana's room, the kitchen, and then upstairs is Matt and Kate's.
Okay. And where's Mojo?
Right by the kitchen.
Right by the kitchen.
Okay. And where's JoJo? What the heck? Did you hear that name?
I'm the only one on the bottom floor, right by the front door.
Okay.
And then you go up the stairs. And Xana's room, the kitchen, and then upstairs is Matt and Kate's.
Okay.
And who the hell is JoJo? What? Where's JoJo? Who is JoJo, guys? This is a name we've never heard before. Ever. I had to go back and listen to this. That may be victim 1. Who is JoJo? Is that a nickname for someone? Who is JoJo?
Right by the kitchen.
Right by the kitchen.
Is that Xana? Is that Dylan's nickname, JoJo? Because she says right by the kitchen. Who the heck is JoJo?
Okay. And did she say anything to you when she got into the room?
She said she thought she saw a man, but I didn't.
Oh, that could be Josie come to mind. She's the raw flame, the live wire when Josie comes home.
I don't know what to think of it. I was like still half asleep, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. I don't know.
Okay.
It didn't sound like I didn't hear screams, I didn't hear anything. I didn't really know.
Okay. Okay. And obviously she didn't say anything more than she just saw someone.
And Bethany's the only one that seems to have empathy.
So your bed then, if I'm looking at the right house, you have a parking lot, front door, and your bedroom's just to the right? Okay. And that's where you slept from by the time you finally got into your room around 4-ish or so. Actually, before that.
So like 3 something.
Yeah. So you were in there sleeping. Okay. Dylan got to your room maybe somewhere around 4:20-ish, but Dylan was already home at that point. You knew that Maddie and Kaylee were home. Do you know when anyone else in the house got home?
I don't know when Xana or Ethan got home. I didn't hear them come in or anything.
But she said that she left and they were there.
Okay. Okay. And the last time you saw Xana and Ethan was at the Sigma house? Okay.
All right, Lulu Bell, I just have to say that is very interesting. The insight of the more aged people in this world is amazing. That is very, very interesting.
So, did you see anything weird at the party?
Just normal.
Okay. And seems how the way they're set up, where everyone hanging out primarily up in the main common room area, or most people hanging out in individual rooms and stuff like that.
It was a little bit of a mixture at first. It was in the like apartments, and then it was the main room.
Right there.
And then
all right, right there. Anything about the party? Hanging out in individual rooms and stuff. There was a party at 1122, guys. Let's put that one to rest.
It was a little bit of a mixture at first. It was
So they had a party at the apartments, and then it was the main room. Apartments, like individual rooms.
As I was leaving, I went in to grab a backpack from our friend's room, and Xana and Ethan were sitting on the couch just listening to music.
Okay. And that was up in the main room, or that was
That was in an apartment.
That was in an apartment? Okay. Did you hear of anything that happened to anybody? Was there anyone strange or odd hanging around the party? Okay. Do you know if anybody, any ex-boyfriends, anything like that?
All their ex-boyfriends were really nice, and they still were good friends.
Okay. Have you ever had any of your roommates complain about anyone stalking them?
Once though, Kaylee said when everyone was like gone, me and were at the sorority house for a meeting, and it was with Kaylee, and she was taking Murphy out to pee. This was a while ago, and she said she swears she saw someone.
Well, yeah. I mean, think about it. That's how they get around campus with alcohol hidden. A cop's not going to stop him and say, hey, let me see your backpack. No, if they're carried out in the open and underage drinking, that's how they get back and forth, getting them alcohol. That's right. Backpacks equal Trulies.
I was staring at her while she was taking the dog out to pee from the
Remember how long
backyard.
ago that was?
Maybe like a month.
So were there people in the trees a month ago?
She could see like a man silhouette like staring at her.
You think it was about a month ago? Did Kaylee have any issues with anyone? Okay. None of them have made any comments or statements of anyone trying to come onto them or anything like that? And you said that all of the ex-boyfriends and that, they're all normally very nice and stuff like that. Are any of them fairly recent breakups?
One, but
Like you said, a little bit help. So, can you give me a little information on that one?
his name's he lives.
And this was JD that broke up with Kaylee. They were broken up 3 weeks prior.
Okay.
Down the street.
Okay.
On King, I think.
Okay.
And he and Kaylee share Murphy,
Okay.
and they dated for 7 years.
And that's in Kaylee?
Mm-hmm. Or something like that.
And they did it for 7 years?
Something like that. Since high school. Their family's really close to.
Okay. And they shared Murphy?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Okay. How long did they break up?
Maybe like 3 months. Or something.
Huh.
But they're still in really good
More like 3 weeks.
terms.
Do you know why they broke up?
She was gonna move to Texas.
Where's Kaylee from?
Portland.
Okay, so you kind of understand. You can go watch that. I'll put this one. It's on Connor again. There's the video. But let me dispel this rumor. We're going to go back to Officer Nunes' arrival. And this rumor can now be put to rest. Finally. Was Bethany there all night? I am going to mute this because I have slowed it down. Because as he drives up and gets out of his vehicle, you will see what I saw. And that will put this rumor to rest if Bethany was in the house when 911 was called. He steps out of his vehicle. Look over by the light pole in just a second. And who is that standing by the light pole? Across from her friends, away from the house, distancing herself. And note, Jenna's car is not there. However, is that the car pulling away right here that dropped her off and Jenna left, and all of a sudden Jenna turns around and parks her car? Absolutely. Jenna is driving off, but it looks like perhaps Bethany was dropped off. I believe so. He pulls up again. This is on speed half, I believe. He gets out. She's by the light pole, and Jenna is driving away. So what time did Bethany leave? How can she be somebody's alibi? There is Bethany right there, on her phone, in the black, by the light pole, kind of trying to hide. And I can play it a little slower for you so that you can see it unfold. I'll play it slow from, well, you can see her right there. Take a screenshot. She's standing here as Jenna is driving away. So Jenna drove up, dropped Bethany off, walked across the street. All her friends are looking at her like, what are you doing? You called 911 on your way over here? Huh, interesting, Bethany. And then your friend turns back around and parks. You see the car pulling out. She's going to the end and she turns around. It never ends. If we're paying close enough attention, we will be able to see what exactly happened. And that, therefore, is your Bethany, part 2, live of the day. There is so much more I have discovered that you guys will want to be back. But I will not be back until tomorrow, and my live will be at 4 p.m. That's Friday Fun Day, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Give it up for my mods. Give a lot of love to them, please. That's all I ask of you. You guys have been so fabulous. Do me one favor. Let's dispel all the rumors. Because like I shared in the victim number 1 this morning, even the families and the police department wanted justice. What happened since then? What has made them change their mind to find justice? I think Bethany did leave and left because she knew what was taking place, in my humble opinion. The cover-up, my friends, is real. Do me one favor today until I come back tomorrow. Share this live with at least one person. Repost this live so someone can hear the truth. Be well. Every single one of you, be well.
February air, a winter's hush. A different kind of love, a sacred rush. Before the roses is all the fleeting glance. Before the scales and a fighting chance. We're the phoenix nesters watching from the wire. Seeing shadows fall, fueling the fire. Every story buried, every silent tear. Here comes a promise whispered, conquering the fear. Oh, Lady Justice, can you feel the shift arise? A love for the truth reflected in our eyes. We're turning the pages, breaking all the locks. This is our true crime, resetting all the clocks. They sold you a story, a neatly packaged lie, but the threads are unraveling under a watchful sky. From the cold case files to the digital trace, we're finding a heartbeat in this forgotten space. Oh, Lady Taro space, can you feel the shift arise? A love for the truth reflected in our eyes. Returning the pages, breaking all the locks. This is our true crime, resetting all the clocks. From the ashes of silence, a new day is born. For every lost soul, a promise is sworn. The blindfold is lifted, steady and slow. A garden of justice is starting to grow. A shift to arise, pure justice. A shift to rise, a Lady Justice.
Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.